The Northeast U.S. in fall is a must on nearly any avid outdoor adventurer's bucket list. It's one of those magical places where a simple drive on a backcountry road is a destination unto itself. In this episode, we take you along the winding roads of upstate New York and into Vermont as we experience the majesty of this bucket list adventure. In our previous video, we spent the day taking in all of Niagara Falls' beauty. It wasn't until several minutes of introspective silence in the van that we were able to truly appreciate what we had just seen. We set the GPS for Burlington, Vermont, turned off the highway, and we simply enjoyed each other's company as we let the beauty of the Northeast in fall take center stage. There were parts where the road meandered so gracefully amongst the fall foliage that it seemed to be an original feature of the surrounding countryside. As we transitioned from a slight overcast that blended perfectly with the mountainside and rushing rivers to a clear sky with a deep blue that seemed to meld with the horizon over the picturesque lake Champlain on the border of New York and Vermont. With a view so stunning, we had to stop for pictures as we watched sailboats bob in the distance from this park bench. Then, as we got up to leave, we made our way over to the adjacent historic site of His Majesty's Fort at Crown Point for an up-close look at how the British and New England colonials lived in this lakefront fort. Built by the British Army under the command of Sir Geoffrey Amherst in 1759, the structure was never directly attacked. It was built as a way to keep his troops working through the winter after having defeated nearby French forces and having them retreat back into modern-day Canada. The fort had a chimney fire break out that burned for days in April of 1773 and ultimately destroyed the log portion of the fortress. All that remains are the ruins of two stone barrack buildings, which you see before you. We left the fort, we made our way into Vermont and quickly arrived at the picturesque town of Burlington, just in time to catch the sunset over Lake Champlain. We made our way over to a nearby brewery for a bite and some delicious local ales. It was the night before my birthday, so Rocio decided to surprise me with an amazing meal for dinner and an even cooler foodie surprise the next day. As we woke up to a gorgeous fall day, we made our way into town for a late brunch and ultimately found our way to Rocio's final birthday surprise.
Buenos dias.
Hey guys, today's event is
Your birthday! It's his birthday.
well, I guess that's the event.
We are at Ben and Jerry's here in Vermont.
When in Vermont, it is pretty customary to come and check out this bastion of ice cream. My only problem is I'm now lactose intolerant, so I got to figure something out. Maybe a coconut ice cream or lactose free. I'm sure they have something here.
Probably do. It's sad because they have the happiest cows.
They have the happiest cows. maybe that's the trick to not being lactose intolerant. Have happy cows. Happy ice cream.
And while we are here, we want to also show you something very special. Spatial. Not from space. Special. They have
they have right behind us, what they refer to as the flavor graveyard.
A very different type of graveyard. Let's go.
This is very sad.
I know. That's so sad.
The best flavor here has to be sweaty balls. What else? That's great. It's based on the Saturday Night Live sketch of the same name, the Sweaty Family. But it's the name is funny. I had no idea, never heard of the ice cream before, the flavor, but that's pretty funny.
One that I would still like to taste, which obviously is dead now, creme brulee.
Yeah, they have some flavors here that
It's like,
are...
how? How did that happen?
Yeah, they have some flavors here that are definitely ones that I would have tried to come across and would have enjoyed tasting at least once before, but never heard of.
Well, let's now go and taste some of the ones that are still remaining.
Still alive, still with us today.
Let's go. Yeah.
Classic Cherry Garcia for my beautiful wife, and for those like me that are lactose intolerant, they have 3 different options. I went with the cookie dough, and it has almond milk, so we'll see. I'll let you know if it's good. I'm assuming it is. It's Ben and Jerry's.
So here we are on location, showing you
Some of the employees here, the key employees, hard at work. You can see them behind us over our shoulder.
they're working really hard right there.
We tried to get a comment, but nothing.
No comments.
No comments. They are strictly working.
Yeah,
But they're working for you guys.
they're working
By the
really
way,
hard.
the dairy-free cookie dough ice cream, really good. Definitely worth a try if you are like me and, you know, your significant other is going to torture you with options of Cherry Garcia and
Torture
everything
you.
and everything else. You could actually have a nice ice cream too. It's really good. Thanks, Ben and Jerry. Ben's a cooler
And
guy.
cows. Bye.
Bye, guys. We realize, as Journey says hello, that to really go about and move around in the northeastern states, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, those places, you have to have a COVID test. There's different rules for each state, and I suggest looking into them because they change from time to time. As of right now, we have to have a certain amount of quarantine days and a negative COVID test so that we can go into Maine, because that is the ultimate goal right now.
To stay in any campground, actually, even in Vermont, they have governor's orders where you need to have some type of certificate from your physician, or negative COVID test, or 14 days quarantine. Some require only 7 days and a negative test. So it depends on where you're going.
But COVID, I'm sure everything's going to be fine. I don't feel sick. We've basically been quarantining in our little rig here, so I know we'll be fine. It's just to get the paperwork and the proof, so.
Well, that was pretty easy.
Yeah, it wasn't the brain scratcher one. It was just a regular double nose swab. And it was super easy. They were very polite and very organized.
Very organized. It took just literally, for me at least, it took maybe 3 minutes total. Signing up, verifying my information, and getting the test. It was super quick.
And it was complimentary because of the state of Vermont, and if you sign up ahead of time and register, so we didn't have to pay, which is great. And the results are supposed to be in within 2 to 3 days. So
now we wait, and while we wait, we enjoy Vermont.